We're back with an OP Roll Champion deck, and the deck is the Roll Champ, the Musketeer, the Golden Giant, the Invis, the Dagger Goblin, and the Fisherman. Super fun deck. I'm really enjoying playing this deck at the minute on the leaderboards, and as always, we've got a couple of replays so you can see this deck in action. So replay 1, we're against a player called Ark. They are playing the Countess, and when I do post this video, the Invis tile is in rotation. Countess is pretty effective on that tile, so that's probably why they're playing the Countess. But this was actually a player called Pre. This was their deck, this Roll Champion deck, and I'm sure we played a few days ago on the leaderboard, and they demolished me with this Roll Champ deck. So shout out to Pre for creating this deck and sharing it on Twitter. But I have played around with it, ton of fun with this deck. Round 1 we come in, I go for the Musketeer, and I go for the upgrade on the Musketeer with the additional stun when she does fire a shot. Probably the wrong upgrade. I should have probably went for the energy upgrade where she gains a bit more energy. But I'm still learning this deck myself. I'm having a bit of success with it. I am enjoying it, that's the main thing. But we come in against Ark and we take round number 1. So I don't know, because the meta's still quite new. I don't really know what Countess deck they're going to be playing. I know the BK is dominating the meta. Such an effective deck. But I get bored of playing the same deck, guys, so I like switching it up. Seen pre-post this deck. I did play around with it a little bit, but we're getting used to it now. And I go with this setup, and I always place my Roll Champ at the back corner, my Invis in the middle, and then my Musketeer, because the Invis has got the upgrade where he grants energy to adjacent allies. So that's the reasoning behind that placement. And he just fetched on the Dagger Goblin and an Invis of his own. And it is a 1-star Dagger Goblin and a 1-star Invis, but we've got the Musketeer, and the Invis left there gets taken out by his Invis, and a little slither of health on the Musketeer and the Roll Champ, and it isn't enough to take round number 2 for Ark, because the Roll Champion did get that attack speed buff. So she comes in clutch, takes round number 2. So we are 2 rounds ahead. I don't need to rush in here. I can take my time with upgrades. I've only seen 2 of their minis, so I don't really know what to place, but I'm going to focus my upgrades on my E-Wizard nonetheless, because my E-Wizard, Musketeer and Roll Champ combination at the back of the board, that is going to be my carry. So I'll go with the 2-star E-Wiz. We get the additional energy on round start. Always a winner. So like I said, I don't need to rush in. We're going into round number 3. Fetches on the Prince, and he's got a 3-star Dagger Goblin on the board now. So he targets my E-Wizard right off the bat with his Prince. Not a problem, because we've got the Dagger Goblin, Golden Giant, and Fisherman inside this deck to block the Prince charge. And that's the beauty now, because the Fisherman's had that nerf. He can't reach my Roll Champ, my E-Wizard, or my Musketeer at the back of the board. It's super difficult to try and play against backline minis at the minute. But hey, it's a ton of fun trying to learn new strats. So I'll come on, drop my Dagger Goblin in front of his Prince, just to block that Prince charge. And we've got the Golden Giant there, so the Prince will target the Golden Giant. The Dagger Goblin will go to the Golden Giant, and we've got a 3-star E-Wizard on the board. And we're getting that nice energy at the start of the round. Dagger Goblin pushes up to my Roll Champion. There goes my stun shot off my Musketeer, and my stun off my E-Wiz. It's going to be too much for Ark to come in this 4th and final round. Quick as you like it. Easy win there. 3 rounds to 1 with this Roll Champion deck. Pretty strong. And I think we were on a 4-win streak with this deck. GG's Ark. So replay 2 is against Ark again. I beat him when he was playing a Countess, and I queued right into another match, and he's switched to his Barbarian King, and that is the beauty of having these deck slots pre-saved, so you can switch between decks and stuff jumping into matches. Smart play, to be fair. I do it myself often. But hey, we're coming against the Barbarian King. I come on with the E-Wizard. I'm not sure how to play this. The Invis tile is in rotation on this game as well. Obviously, he utilises the Dagger Goblin on that tile, because it lasts forever, the Invis duration off that tile. But not to worry, we've got tricks up our sleeve. We have got the Fisherman in the bag. So he comes in, takes round number 1, super easy. But because his Dagger Goblin's on the front tile, I can mark it with my Fisherman, and he can't counter that anymore. So I come in with the Fisherman, and I played this so bad, and this is what I mean. I'm still trying to get used to this deck. I come on with the upgrade to the Fisherman where it stuns, and then I go for the Isolated, and I don't know why I done that, because the Invis lasts that long for the Dagger Goblin. My Fisherman can't see, so it was just a total waste of free elixir. I could have played that so much better. The stun was enough from the Fisherman just to keep that Dagger Goblin stalled up. That's all I needed. But nonetheless, I go with the 6 elixir to the Fisherman. Bad play from me. Roll Champ doing work with that E-Wizard. Takes out his Dagger Goblin, going into round number 2. It is a round apiece. But hey up, I'm like I said, I think he might have the minor in this deck, because he's playing the Barbarian King. A lot of Barbarian King players do play the minor. But there's a little trick that counters the minor with this deck. So we'll show that in the later rounds. if he does play a miner. So I'll just come in with upgrades to the E-Wizard in round number 3, because that's going to be my main carry. And he has got a miner. Look at this. He plays a 3-star miner right in that back corner where my Roll Champ and E-Wizard are. Super frustrating. Just dissipating my E-Wizard. I'm getting 0 value going into this 3rd round. And he comes in, easily beats me there in round number 3. Like I said, we have got a little trick up our sleeve. So going into this round, if you place your Musketeer and you go for the energy, and then you go for the hits an additional target. So if you've got a 2-star E-Wizard and a 2-star Musketeer, and you've got the E-Wizard where it grants energy as well with adjacent allies, and then you go for the upgrades on the Musketeer where it hits an additional target and reduced energy for the super. Look what happens when the round starts. His miner is going to push to the back of the board, but look what happens, and it is like a little miner counter. It can be super helpful if you are playing this deck and you are facing off against miners. His miner pushes down to the back of the board. My super's charged up on my Musketeer. It fires at the miner and stalls it, and then my Royal Champion targets it. So he keeps off my E-Wizard, and my Royal Champ and Musketeer at the back. There goes the stun coming in off the E-Wizard. We're getting some nice resets off the Royal Champ. Boomf, boomf. Takes out his Dag Goblin and his Pecker. Like I say, I am still getting used to this deck. I'm just enjoying it. It's just a really fun deck. You've got the synergies going with the Musketeer, the E-Wizard, and the Royal Champion. And the Royal Champion's had that attack speed buff, so she's getting the super quicker now. And she's getting the shield toss, and the shield's bouncing around the board. It's just a fun deck to play. And a lot of people don't expect the Fisherman, which is super fun as well, because they just think people have discarded the Fisherman now because you can't reach the back lines. But it's great for marking tiles, because you've got that stun upgrade and the isolation upgrade as well. So, going into the last round, I don't really know how to play this. Like I say, I've wasted 3 elixir in my Fisherman, so I'll go with the Dag Goblin on the invis tile because it lasts entirety. And we're just going into the last round. Doesn't look like he's played anything, but nonetheless, that was a little trick I wanted to show you with the miner and the Musketeer. But I wasted 3 elixir into my Fisherman. I would have just upgraded my Musketeer there to 3-star, and we would have got the additional stun against his Dagger Goblin to shut that down even quicker. And then we come in, take round number 5. 3 games to 2 against Ark, and I think this was it a 5-win streak because it was the game after 5-win streak with this deck. GG's.